Ladies and gentlemen, get off the fence. Here on this channel, we bring the issues that are in the book of maladjustment. We bring them before the Sanhedrin and we digest them. Peter Obi is in court. Why is he in court? We'll look at that. Did Nigerians really vote for Peter Obi? I still can't get it out of my head. You know, I always say this, that Twitter, as you people say, is not the space, or social media is not the space to do elections. Peter Obi won on social media. But on the D-Day, after the results were mentioned, so did Nigerians really vote for Tinubu? I'm not sure. Peter Obi is in court, and let's see what comes out of that case. But I'm surprised that Peter Obi lost, because most of the Nigerians I spoke with, my friends, some of them told me that Nigeria wanted a change. But the outcome of the result is what actually upholds your authority. And Peter Obi is in court. Let's see what comes out of it.
This continent is continent of young people. Half of our people here are below 20 years old. Yes? Look at the average age of our presidents. It's about 63, 64 years old. We're the only continent in the world where we have presidents at 90 years old starting new terms. I mean, you guys are crazy or what? We've seen people in wheelchairs, you know, unable to raise hands to standing for elections. This is a joke. Yes, you are right to laugh, because the whole world is laughing at us. Why these big countries, much bigger than us, entrust their economies, their nuclear weapons, their oil resources to people who are in their 40s? And we only pick up people at 90 years old to lead us. To lead us where? To the grave?
Now let's go to our next issue. This week, State of the Nation address, Ashaiman, and other issues that we will link up with them. Let's look at the State of the Nation's address by President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And let's take some highlights of some of the things he said. He said that most of the monies we borrowed, or we have borrowed, were used to construct roads. I want you to look in your area. Is your road constructed? Just tell me, send us a message under this video or comment under this video. Let us know whether your road in your area has been constructed. This is what your president is saying. He says that most of the monies they borrowed over the years, they use most of them to construct your roads. And another issue that struck me, you know, Charlie, is about this vaccine that is in shortage. Most of the children who are being born, you know, in Ghana, every minute a child is born. All these kids, Charlie, they know they get the vaccine some give them. Even children of 0 to 3 years who are supposed to get measles vaccination and all that, they are not having it. And the State of the Nation, I felt that this issue was very paramount to Ghanaians, and the president should have set timelines. There was nothing like a timeline set for when these vaccines will come to light. And I find that very disturbing, because this is a matter of urgency. That's what the president says. He says that as a matter of urgency, they are trying to procure some of the vaccines with no timelines. We need to be serious as a people in this country. For our president to say some of these things and with no timelines, It's really dangerous. We need to get off the fence and talk about these issues. The next thing he also prided himself about and his government about to us was that driving has become less, or have become orderly. Because what? Now the Okada people, when they get to the traffic light, Charlie, then they stop for them. Really? Mr. President, really? Is this an achievement? You should have left this thing for your police people and head of the MTTD to come and talk about these things, not you, the president. Look, we need to be serious as a country. We need to be serious. A whole president come to deliver the State of the Nation address and says driving has become orderly because somebody is doing his work. I don't get it. Ghana, why? I don't get it. Driving has become orderly because when Okada gets to a traffic light, he stops. Is this an achievement? Or the state of the nation that you have to come and address us in parliament? No, you should have left it for the MTTD boss. No. I'm really saddened by some of these comments. And in a nutshell, you see, he also talked about the IMF. We go into the IMF and China, helping out with helping to get the $3 billion loan. I mean, you are the same president who, when you came into power, started talking about the Ghana Beyond Aid. Ghana Beyond Aid. And as a matter of fact, I said to myself when he was championing Ghana Beyond Aid that our president should be very careful, because the moment you start talking about Ghana Beyond Aid and Ghana Beyond Aid, you should have had production in your country, reserved a lot of things, food and other things, before coming out to be saying that. We know how the system, how the West, they work around the Africans. We know. They will let your economy suffer. You just go out and start talking, get off the Ghana Beyond Aid. No! Meanwhile, you have not done anything. You have not done the basics. And when we talk, people start complaining. You say, oh, it's COVID. COVID struck. The war in Ukraine. Meanwhile, your economy should have been able to, buffer you in a way that you absorb the shocks. You didn't have enough reserves, and you started talking about Ghana Beyond Aid. Now, when there was a war in Ukraine, now you want to say, oh, I'm not the fault for what is happening in Ghana. And it's the fault of somebody fighting in his own country. Russia fighting somebody. I mean, why do we do this to ourselves? We need to get off the fence. Oh, God. Ghana, my motherland. Now, let's go to the Ashaiman issue and rippling effects from what the soldiers went to, the reprisal attacks from the military and all that. It's sad that a young soul, a young boy who was coming to help the family, died a gruesome way. He died in a very gruesome way. But you see, we as Ghanaians need to be disciplined. Why am I saying that? You see, the state has fallen to an extent that you don't get people to even help people when they are in dire need. Because what? It's a failed state to a point. It's a visibility in areas. Visibility that the police prides itself in. That they have bought more motorbikes. The president said it at the SONA, State of the Nation's address in Parliament. He said what? There's more visibility and all that. And because of that, the motorbikes, Okada people are complying on the streets. If there were to be visibility in Ashaiman, as at 3 a.m., some of these things couldn't have happened. Some of these things, the young soldier wouldn't have died. Where were the police patrols? Where was the motorbikes that were given to them? Ashaiman itself, you know the area is dangerous. Police have to increase patrols in that area. The young boy, from the reports we are hearing, walked with the knife in his neck so long to a point, more than an hour, knocking on people's doors. If there was so much visibility in the area by the police, could have saved this boy's life. I'm just hoping and praying that the perpetrators will be brought to book as quickly as possible. And you see, Ashaiman and other places, Nima and the rest, these kind of guys are known for their terror and terrorize residents. So people are scared to come out and talk and mention names who are those involved. I just pray and hope that these guys are brought to book. We don't need, you see, Ghanaians should be disciplined and, you know, respect the officers in uniform. You don't take the law into your own hands. It's really dangerous as a country, and we need to address it. I don't support what the soldiers went to do down there, because the people you were looking for, you didn't find them, but you meted out, you know, injustice to the people who had nothing to do with it. I find that to be very dangerous, and we should condemn it in no uncertain terms. We need to get off the fence, fellow Ghanaians, ladies and gentlemen, and talk about things that are going on in this country. Get off the fence.